So, guys, it is about the two stories of dangerous journeys in history. The first one is about Hannibal, and the second one is about Mao Zedong. Now we have to complete answering the questions. We have already answered the questions about the introduction
Yes.
or the early years. Now I think we should complete. Okay. Now we have to answer these questions. Let me scroll down just to answer the questions one by one. This is about the journey, because here we have to read about the journey and we have to answer these questions. Question number one: when did the journey start? I can hear some
In May
noise.
For
Uh-huh.
Hannibal, it was in May
118 BC.
18 BC.
Exactly. So this is when about Hannibal. Thank you so much. Now let's try to answer the same questions, sorry, concerning Mao Zedong. When did the journey start?
On
October 16th.
The March
Exactly.
on October.
16th of October.
Exactly. The 16th of October. Thank you so much, Sari. Exactly. This is the answer, or these are the answers of question number one. Now, question number two. How many began it? And who are they?
86,000 men and 30 women.
Bravo. 86,000 men and 30 women. This is about Mao
Including
Zedong.
Mao's wife.
Exactly. Including, because this is who were they, including Mao's wife. Exactly. Thank you so much. Now I think it's a time to answer the same question.
who were
Who
who
were
were
they?
they?
Yes.
They were in and we didn't answer this question.
This is about who, Rima. Who were they?
Who were they?
Yeah, who were these people?
Man and woman and Mao's wife.
Exactly.
Okay.
36,000.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Okay, now I have to scroll up to the journey of Hannibal. Now, how
Nine-
many?
90,000 men
90,000.
and 37 elephants.
37 elephants.
Exactly. Thank you so much. So this is it. So this is about the second question. Now I think it's the time to answer the third question, which is saying, what kind of leader was he?
Inspiring leadership.
Mm-hmm. Inspiring leader. Is it what you meant?
Yes, doctor.
Okay, now I
I'm
think,
searching for more.
Can't we
yes.
say that he's brave because they were
Uh-huh.
attacked by local tribesmen and he defeated them
Exactly.
easily?
Exactly. So he is inspiring leader, and you said he is a brave leader. Exactly. Okay, now let me scroll up to Mao Zedong. Now the question is, wait. The question is, what kind of leader was he?
He was a tough but popular leader.
Bravo. He was tough, but a popular leader. Can
The
you,
last sentence, the last sentence in the third paragraph.
okay, so this is it. The last sentence, this is the beginning of the sentence. So here we have this down, okay. The last sentence of the third paragraph.
Yes. Above the paragraph above.
This is a
He
three.
was
Tough
he
and
was
popular
a tough but popular leader.
leader.
Thank you so much. Exactly. So this is the answer of question number three. Now let's stay here and answer question number four. What problems did he face? on the way?
The Great Snowy
Hannibal,
Mountain.
they were frequently attacked by local tribesmen.
Okay, thank you so much. What else?
They
The
suffered
Great Snowy Mountain.
the first disastrous defeat at the Xiang's River crossing. They lost 5,600 men and much of
Exactly.
their equipment.
Many men
Many men
died.
died of lack of oxygen.
And bravo, they were exhausted.
Yes.
Exactly. So these are the problems that he
Yes.
faced. Okay. Now
It
I
is
think
not in the beginning here. They mentioned 5 weeks later they suffered their first disastrous defeat at the river crossing.
which paragraph and which
It's the
line?
second paragraph, second line.
Exactly. 5 weeks later, they suffered exactly their first defeat. Exactly. And
They
we
lost
noticed that they
yeah,
lost 56,000 men and much of
1,000
their
men, and much
exactly.
of their equipment was thrown
Bravo.
into
Into
the
the
river.
river, yes. So I think now these are all the problems that he faced. Okay, thank you so much. This is about Mao Zedong. Now let's scroll up to Hannibal. What do you think? What are the problems that he faced?
Yeah.
They were frequently attacked by local tribesmen.
Exactly. This is it. They were
They
frequently
reached the
attacked.
river Rhone and accomplished the unbelievable task of building huge rafts to ferry the elephants across.
Exactly. Building huge rafts to ferry the elephants across the river. Exactly.
The army held by the elephants struggled on, slipping and sliding over ice and snow over the main pass.
Yeah, struggled on, slipping and sliding
Yes.
over ice and snow over the
And
main.
Hannibal's army of 90,000 was reduced to 36,000.
Exactly. Reduced to this number.
Winter storms now killed all but one of his
Ah,
elephants.
bravo. Now, winter storms killed all but one of his elephants. Exactly. Thank you so much, Rashid.
يعني هيدا the last sentence is the answer of the question number 6.
It's about how did it end? How many survived? Yes.
But it is
Yes.
considered
Yeah.
as a problem. It is considered as a problem he faced.
Exactly. Yes. Now,
Yes.
over half
Okay.
his men had died or deserted on the way. Exactly. Yes. This is about the answer of question number 6. Exactly.
But we can also consider it as a problem.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Rashid. Yes. Because we are talking about the problems in general. Now, 5. How long did the journey last?
5 months شو هيدي هون there were 5 months journey at an end 5 months journey
5 months. This is it. Their 5-month journey. Exactly at the end. So this is the answer of the question, how long did the journey last? Okay. Now I think we
Yes.
have to answer the same question concerning Mao Zedong. How long did the journey last?
Mm,
1 year.
How did you know?
The journey took 1 year.
The journey took 1 year. Okay. Can you show me the paragraph, the line, Ali?
The first paragraph, the third and fourth line.
This is it. The journey took 1 year. Amazing. Oh, yes. 6. How did it end? And how many survived?
How long? Didn't we answer for Mao Zedong?
Yes, we are answering now the
But
questions
for number
concerning.
5, this is number 5. This is for Mao Zedong.
Yes, we noticed
How
that
long was it for Hannibal?
Hannibal 5
Hannibal.
months.
5 months.
Now, how did the journey end?
Sorry.
The answer.
And was lost more men during the 7 days.
I think it's in the paragraphs under. These are not the final.
Wait, thank you. Yes,
There
I
are
think
4
I missed.
paragraphs.
Yes, eventually.
Yes, it must. Yes.
Thank
After
you. Yes,
marching
it
for
was my mistake.
370 and 600.
Thank you so much.
Only 4,000 soldiers remained out of the 86,000 who began.
Yes,
They
this is
reached they reached Shanxi province.
exactly. And over
Or 86 who
86,
began,
yes,
only 4,000 remained.
remain. Thank you so much. Exactly. So I think that this is it. This is concerning the journey. We still have one paragraph. And I think we have one question for the last paragraph. Let's start with Hannibal. And I think now it's later we can answer the same question concerning Mao Zedong. Now, what about Hannibal's final years? The question is, what happened to the leader after the journey?
He finally committed suicide in
Suicide, yes.
182
Bravo.
crest,
He committed
aged
suicide.
65.
65.
Yes, thank you. Exactly. This is what happened to him. Now,
Doctor, but I wondered why he committed suicide, and he had successful took the Romans by surprise them and defeat them in numerous battles.
What do you think? Can you
Is it
answer
maybe
me?
because after many years and many more battles of his army failed to overcome
Yes.
Rome's superior resources and manpower?
Exactly. Thank you so much, Rashid. So notice that he was hugely successful. But maybe after failing, it is not like the way that he was in the past. Yeah, maybe it could be a shock or something like that. So this is why we notice that despite his final defeat, so he was defeated, but maybe because of that he committed suicide, especially for leaders, or let me say successful leaders. Defeat is not that easy for them. Okay?
Yes.
Yes. So this is it. And we notice that after army failed to overcome Roman superior resources and manpower, maybe he felt maybe disappointed, or let me say that he was really defeated. So this is why he committed suicide. Okay. Now what about Mao Zedong? What happened to him after the journey?
He finally died on September 19th.
Yes, September, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. So this is it. He finally died on September the 9th. Exactly. And
Before
aged.
his death, should not we say his image?
Exactly.
Mao's image was
Yes,
displayed everywhere.
was displayed everywhere. In homes, at homes, offices, shops, streets, and he finally died on September the 9th, 1976, aged 82.
And
Exactly.
all after his little red book was published, he died on September 9th.
Exactly, but he didn't commit suicide like Hannibal.
Yeah.
Because he's still successful in life.
Is that the reason?
I think, yes.
I think
Hannibal was has depression, and so that he makes suicide.
yes. By the way, I think we still have some general questions about these two leaders. Question number one, which journey was more dangerous according to you after reading and solving the questions?
Both of them were dangerous.
Why?
Because
They
each one
passed
has
in a
problems.
dangerous region, and
They faced,
that,
Yes,
they
and
faced dangerous
one
situation
many
in traveling.
tribesmen.
Amazing. Okay. Okay.
and despite all weather and without elephant, without I don't know how to they pass all this regions long time, sick also. There are both dangerous, I think.
Rima, do you think that they were successful leaders?
Successful leaders, both of them, yes.
Why?
Because they make a very big journey with and most يعني, too much people
Too many
went with
people.
them, and يعني they believe in them and go with.
And to what do you mean? Okay, thank you so much, Rima.
And they still known.
They are still known for us and even for history.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much. Now we still have one question about these two journeys. Can you imagine such a journey on foot taking place today?
No.
Why, Rima?
No, because now there is planes, there is trains,
more
there is
advanced.
cars.
There are more advanced means of transportation.
Yes.
Okay.
Such
There is no need to
airplanes,
walk when there's planes and
Do you mean, guys, that because we have two these things that you said about planes, trains, cars, or something like that, do you mean that we cannot be heroes anymore or leaders?
No,
Yes,
not like
they
that.
might. يعني maybe one journey like this on foot might happen.
Maybe one.
Yes, maybe one might happen, or I don't know, like يعني one might يعني يعني a journey يعني such a journey on foot taking place today might happen.
Where?
It's يعني in places that are that are currently in a war with each other.
Okay. Are you talking about armies, Rashid?
Yes, armies,
Yes.
and maybe it
I
depends on what plan they have. It depends on the
I
plan
didn't
they
think
have.
so. I didn't think so because the shift of technology and the weapon and the other technology in weapon may not يعني the war became more effective in other to go on foot and facing this problem. They have
Yes,
more
of course.
problem.
Yes, of course, Saria. But I think we can imagine such a journey on foot, not for war, maybe for
Discovering, or maybe for discovering,
or
maybe
for
say
going to the
adventure,
yes,
as
or
adventure, not for war. Yes,
And
yes.
maybe, but for war there are
I
there have a technology. صارت
I watch
حلقت فوق راسنا
I
ضغط.
watch
For war.
not only
I'm
about technology.
I
No,
watch
I'm حلقت فوق راسنا كل السنة.
And
I
wait,
watched a documentary about a journey on snow, a group of people going on foot to Alps,
Alps,
to where? Alps, yes.
mountains.
But as adventures,
Yeah.
As
Not as a
adventures, yes.
leader. This is what you
not
mean.
as yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yes, I really agree with you.
But on war, it's not only about technology. Now the weapons aren't like the weapons in the past. Now
Mhm.
they are heavy, like big bombs.
Heavier.
نسيت اسم القذيفة.
Yes,
Yeah.
but why
Bombs.
is this weapon is it changed by technology?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yes, exactly. Thank you so much, guys. And I think that it is extremely hard. And I really agree with you, not for leaders, but maybe for adventurers. And I think we heard some stories about some people did it for discovery, maybe walking or maybe riding their bikes or something like that.
Yes.
Exactly. Now, I need you to notice something, guys. What we read about these two leaders, this is about stories. If you remember in level 5, I told you you have to be careful if you want to tell a story. The interesting story should be let me say, detailed. You have to write and mention enough details, enough information, and even you have to know how to connect them together just to be really
How to
interesting.
connect the events
Yeah,
together.
exactly. Not only events, Rashid, you have to give and mention specific, let me say, enough details. I think it's the time to show you the example. Let's try to check this writing, which is telling a story on page 110. Now, on page 110, I think we have a certain story. Let's try to check this story. Because not only one story, yes, one story, but this story is told in two different ways. Let me try to scroll down to 140.
What do you mean by two different ways?
Wait,
It
I
is
think,
told in two
yes,
different
I'm going
ways.
to show you. What is the page 114?
10, 100, 110.
110.
Thank you for telling me. I don't have Alzheimer, but sometimes because of overthinking, I don't exactly remember. I think this
It's
is
normal.
this
All
is
of
it.
us are like this.
Yeah. Okay. Now this is 110. I think it is really better to show you this page in two screens because you have to compare now the two stories. As I told you, the two stories, the two pictures about the same story, but the same story is told in different ways. So let me show you. This is 110. Yes, wait.
Is one more specific than the other? Is that what you mean
Yes,
by
About
two different
exactly.
Titanic.
ways?
It's
It's
about
about
exactly.
Titanic.
Yes. Now we have two
So,
texts.
other one is text B. If you could
Uh,
scroll down to text
yes.
B on
Wait,
one page.
wait. Now we have text A and text B. Let's try to read them. Read text A and read text B. Then we have to compare them. We have to check which is more interesting, story or text, why, and you have to give me some examples. First of all, we have to read text A. Can you please, Rima, can you please read text A?
Yes. On April 10, 1912, the Titanic left Southampton
Yes.
on her way to New York. There were many rich passengers on board. Everyone believes the ship was unsinkable. Unsinkable. It's good, unsinkable.
Yes.
So she didn't have many lifeboats. On the night of April 14, the passengers were having dinner and listening to the band. The Titanic was traveling fast because the owner wanted his ship to beat the record for crossing the Atlantic. Some ships nearby warned of icebergs, but messages were not delivered. A lookout sounded the alarm, but it was too late. The Titanic hit an iceberg and the ship sank quickly. The band played until it sank. The lifeboats only saved some of the people. Most of them died in the sea. People today are still interested in the Titanic. The film Titanic was very popular.
Thank you so much, Rima. But I want to ask you the way that I have to read some words. How can I read this date?
On April 10, 1912,
On April what?
10,
10th.
10th, but there is no TH near.
It doesn't matter. It's a date.
If it is not written,
Yes.
okay.
All the
I
time.
thought
Mm.
only where it is written.
No, all the time you have to use the cardinal numbers with dates, Rima. Okay?
On April 10th.
Ordinal,
Okay.
sorry, number is not cardinal. So please be careful. How can I read this word?
The ship.
Yeah, ship. I don't know why I heard it. It's ship. Yes. How can I
Okay.
read this word?
Listening.
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 Yes.
Not listening.
Yes,
Listening.
exactly.
Okay.
What about this word?
Interested.
Try to stress the letter N.
Interested.
Yes.
Interested.
Yes, interested. Exactly. Thank you so much.
Interested.
Yes.
Interested.
Thank you so much.
Interested. Listening.
Exactly. Avoid saying interested because the stress is not on R, but it is on N letter. So you have to say interested.
Interested.
Yes, exactly. So interesting, interested.
Okay.
And here there is no sound between silent or consonant letters. You have to say listening.
Listening.
Thank you so much. So this is about text A because Ali is raising his hand. Now he's going to read text B. Can you, Ali? Wait.
Yes, doctor.
Yes, maybe the small writing, maybe the writing is little small. Try to zoom it in if you can,
I zoom from my phone. Yeah.
please. Yes.
On April 10th, 1912, the liner Titanic, the luxurious ship they called Unsinkable, left Southampton.
Yes,
Southampton.
Southampton. Mhm.
On her maiden voyage to New York. Her passengers were a mixture of the world's wealthiest in their magnificent first-class accommodation and immigrants packed into steerage. The ship was believed to be so safe that she carried only 20 lifeboats, enough for only half her 2,235 passengers and the crew.
Mhm.
Yeah. On the evening of April 14th, there was no wind. Wind.
Wind.
And the sea was wind. Okay. Wind.
Wow.
And the sea was calm. The calm.
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 The band were
The L
playing.
is silent.
Calm.
Don't pronounce M. Yes.
Calm.
Calm. Calm.
Can you zoom, please, this text?
Yes.
Text here.
Okay, let me zoom it in. I know it is little small.
The band were
Oh,
playing as
wait,
the rich.
wait. Yes.
Now,
It's
yeah.
yes, it's good now.
It's better now, yes. Are you lost, Ali?
Yeah, I lost connection for a second. Yeah.
Yes.
The sea was calm. The band were playing as the rich enjoyed their evening meal in the sumptuous dining room at 9:40 p.m. Nearby ships warned of icebergs. However, the messages were not delivered. The Titanic was traveling at 22 knots. The owner of the ship was on board, encouraging the captain to go faster to beat the record for crossing the Atlantic. Finally, a look out on the bridge sounded the alarm, but it was too late. At 11:40 p.m., the Titanic struck an iceberg. Passenger felt only a slight bump and carried on dancing and dining. After all, the ship was unsinkable. In fact, the ship was sinking fast, but it was not until nearly 12:45 that an SOS signal was sent and the first lifeboat was lowered. The last one, the last one was lowered at 2:05 a.m. and at 2:20 a.m. the ship sank just 2 hours and 40 minutes after hitting the iceberg. 713 people were saved. The remaining 522 all met their death in the dark waters of the Atlantic Ocean. These uh, these included most of the men. This included most of